So now we're going to look at some basic strike concepts with jiu-jitsu. And so a lot of us train sport jiu-jitsu, or we train self-defense minded jiu-jitsu, but we don't incorporate a lot of strikes into our training, which is unfortunate because strikes can definitely be used in a self-defense encounter, either for or against us. So just looking here how guard might change, or some basic thoughts to keep in mind. The fundamental concepts of guard still apply here. However, if we're at this distance, which we play grappling stuff from here all the time, the dynamics of this change a lot if he can punch me in the face. This is no longer a safe distance to just hover from and play from. So what I need to do here, things like the knee pull become very important. So and grips and all the things that we practice normally take on a different type of importance. So having some sort of grips are essential, but as I feel him kind of rear back to throw that big punch, I want to knee pull and bring him forward kind of prematurely so he doesn't have a chance to fully load up, and I want to get my hands to this inside position. Ideally, I want to get behind his neck here, so I have control over his posture. Again, that's an element we practice in grappling and jiu-jitsu, largely speaking, but it's even more important if strikes are involved. This hand is going to get to his tricep here, and here I'm kind of shielded. This is a good starting point, but it's not perfect. If we turn here, I have this position, but he can still use this side to start throwing punches. So as he figures out he can do that and he starts to move that hand, I want to bring this knee in between us here and capture. So I grab the back of his tricep here and I get this knee between us. Same thing here. You know, if he's a big, strong guy and he wants to do harm to me, well, I have this side trapped. He might pull that arm back. And now same thing. I want to get this knee in between us as quickly as I can. And I want to trap that tricep. From here, we can kind of shin ride or surf a little bit, but if he now pulls back, I want to get my grips on his sleeves or his wrists, and I want to get my knees in between us, so he can't hit me in the head. Now, there's a criticism of this position that, well, maybe he can punch me in the groin. Well, that would be markedly unpleasant. I don't want that to happen, but this position provides more protection than this position. This is something we don't want. So we're not dealing in a world of ideals necessarily. We're dealing with what's the best advantageous position I can get to. So again, I'm here. We might move around. He might be, trying to free his hands. He might be trying to throw me over, and I need to, work with him and keep my shin ride or my hip ride with my feet. If he stands here, I want to get up to my side and I want to drive one foot into his hip as much as I can. And I want to keep contact because I can use that to read his intention and to control some distance. So if he's trying to push in to punch me, I can push him back with that foot. I can also use this bottom side foot for a groin kick or for an up kick here, and that's a pretty decent weapon to have. So from here, the other option is, say he backs up. He's not coming towards. He's frustrated and he breaks contact and back up. Well, that's where our technical stand-up comes into play. I need to keep my eyes on my opponent, but I shield up here and I back up, step, and move away.